I grew up in a family, Maria, where there was this expectation of leadership and greatness. We have members among us in America that we can support, and I'm hoping that my book can shine a light on what they bring to the rest of us.
Harris Faulkner reappeared on Fox News after mysteriously vanishing years ago, leaving everyone on edge. When she last spoke on air, her chilling whisper, "It's time to chase the truth," echoed ominously, sparking wild speculation. What terrifying secret forced her to disappear? Why return now with such a dire message? Let us dive into the dark truth behind Harris Faulkner's strange disappearance and alarming return. The surprising new chapter of Harris Faulkner. After high school, Faulkner attended the University of California, Santa Barbara. She earned a degree in mass communications, which became the foundation for her future career in the media world. She started small, working as a freelance business journalist for LA Weekly, where she earned just $50 per article. This was a modest beginning for someone who would eventually make it big in television. Her first step into TV came when she got an internship at KCOP-TV in Los Angeles. This led to her first full-time job as a reporter and anchor at WNCT-TV in Greenville, North Carolina. Her relentless pursuit of exclusive stories and her unique ability to connect with the audience quickly set her apart from her peers. Between 1992 and 2000, Faulkner became a well-known figure on TV in Kansas City, anchoring the evening news for WDAF-TV. It wasn't all easy, though. During this time, she had to deal with some difficult situations, including unwanted attention from someone she knew back in North Carolina. But she didn't let that stop her. After Kansas City, she moved to Minneapolis-St. Paul and became an essential part of the news team at KSTP-TV. She worked there until July 2004, right before joining Fox News in 2005. Once she arrived at Fox News, her career truly took off. She started as a correspondent for the revival of A Current Affair, where she showed off her reporting skills. Unfortunately, the show ended in October of the same year. However, that wasn't the end of her story. From 2011 to 2017, she hosted Fox Report Weekend, becoming a familiar face for weekend viewers. She also covered major events like the 2018 midterm elections and regularly filled in on shows like Shepard Smith Reporting and The Story. Before Greg Gutfeld left Red Eye, she was a frequent guest, and she still appears on his new show, Gutfeld. She also co-hosts on The Five from time to time. In April 2014, she took on a new role as co-host of Outnumbered, a daytime show where she offered her unique take on current events. 3 years later, in 2017, she shifted to hosting Outnumbered Overtime, which gave her the chance to dive deeper into important news stories. Her talent for hard-hitting journalism led to the launch of her own show, The Faulkner Focus, in early 2021, where she continued to thrive. In June 2023, she took over as host of Fox News Tonight for a short time after Tucker Carlson left the network. During her time hosting, she made strong statements about religious freedom, women's safety, and even humorously declared her pronouns as USA. This brought a fresh, energetic perspective to the show. But this wasn't the biggest surprise of her career. She had faced even bigger challenges before, and they helped shape her into the strong journalist she is today. Let's see what shaped her into who she is today. A journalist's exploration. Throughout her career, she has been recognized with numerous awards. While working at KSTP in St. Paul, she won 4 regional Emmy Awards, including the Best Anchor Award for 3 years in a row, 2002, 2003, and 2004. She also received an Emmy for her work on the news special Eyewitness to War. Additionally, in 1998, she was honored with the Amelia Earhart Pioneering Lifetime Achievement Award for her humanitarian efforts. Her skills as a journalist were further acknowledged in 2021 when Variety included her in its New York Women's Impact Report. This recognition came in part for her interview with former President Donald Trump following the tragic death of George Floyd in 2020. Lately, She has started sharing more about her personal life, allowing people to see a different side of her. One major influence on her life has been her military upbringing, which continues to shape her worldview today. In a recent interview from her office in Manhattan, she opened up about her strong connection to her military roots. She spoke within Kansas City about her love for Kansas City barbecue and her admiration for the Kansas City Chiefs. She also shared a lighthearted story about how she met her husband, but the conversation soon shifted to something deeper: her recent trip to Vietnam. This trip was incredibly meaningful for her. She described it as a divine assignment, something she felt called to do because of her father's service during the Vietnam War. With a small team from Fox Nation, she traveled to Vietnam to produce a special program that would honor Vietnam veterans. This trip was personal for her, not just another assignment. She wanted to recognize and honor the veterans, many of whom had been overlooked when they returned home. Unlike veterans from other wars, those who served in Vietnam often faced harsh treatment and little appreciation for their service, and this included her father. Her trip was a chance to correct that in her own way. But this wasn't the end of her story. Her time in Vietnam made her realize how deeply her personal history was tied to her professional work. Faulkner has always had a curiosity about Vietnam, not only because of her father's connection, but also because of its larger place in American history. Her trip to Vietnam was both a personal and professional journey. She called it a continuation of her divine assignment, showing just how meaningful it was to her. Her work on this project wasn't just about reporting, it was about honoring her father's legacy and the legacy of many others who served. As she steps away from Fox News, it's clear that this isn't the end of her career. In fact, it feels more like the beginning of an exciting new chapter. Whether she continues in television or explores other opportunities, she has shown that she is committed to telling important stories that make a difference. Whatever comes next, one thing is certain: her journey is far from over. She grew up in a military family, and this upbringing shaped her into a strong, adaptable person. As a brat, born, raised, and transferred, which is what they call military children, she learned early on to love her country deeply. Her father was a big influence on her. He often talked about how America was always trying to be the best and how much he trusted the Constitution to help the nation grow and succeed. These talks helped her develop a strong sense of pride in her country and respect for those who serve in the military. Her father served during some tough times when racial tensions were high, but he saw his service as something noble. He believed strongly that Black Americans should be part of the nation's service whenever needed. This belief really stuck with her and shaped her views on national pride and the importance of serving others. Her father's dedication and commitment to America's ideals helped shape how she sees the world today. Now, a deep family story shows us more about her. Remembering a father's legacy, she has many fond memories of her father, who passed away on Christmas morning in 2020. She describes him as a man who was always positive, no matter what life threw at him. After retiring from the military, he became a math and physics teacher, focusing on helping young people succeed. He was passionate about passing on his knowledge to the next generation, and she remembers him as someone who always looked on the bright side and wanted to lift others up. But this wasn't the hardest part for her. When her father passed away, it left a huge impact, especially because it happened on Christmas. That day was supposed to be a family gathering at her sister's place for brunch, but when he didn't show up, her sister sent family members to check on him. They found that he had passed away peacefully in his sleep. While the loss was painful, she took comfort in knowing her father had gone peacefully, staying true to his positive and faithful outlook until the very end. Christmas now carries both joy and sadness for her, as it's a time to remember him. As she looks back on her career, she recalls big moments like winning her first Emmy and receiving a headliner award. These milestones are special to her, especially since her broadcasting journey began in Kansas City after a brief start in Greenville, North Carolina. Kansas City became her true home, a place where she felt connected to the community in a deep way. She always talks about how the people of Kansas City made her feel welcome and how she found a real sense of belonging there. During her time in Kansas City, she was open about her faith, and it became a natural part of her broadcasts. She often mentioned it when covering emergencies like floods or tornadoes, wanting to offer not just news, but also hope to her audience. Her connection with the city grew stronger as her family became more involved in the local community, even opening a barbecue restaurant that blended their heritage with Kansas City's food culture. But even this wasn't the most surprising part of her journey. She loves to share funny stories about her family, like how her father once unexpectedly shared his own stories during one of her award speeches. Her family has always been there for her, supporting her through life's major events. Whether it was helping her buy her first home or renovate it, her parents were always by her side. She often reflects on how much their love and support helped her balance both her career and personal life, shaping her into the person she is today. She also opens up about the challenges of balancing being a mother with her demanding career. She often says that she wants to be remembered as a loving mother above everything else. As a mother to two biracial daughters, she feels a strong responsibility to teach them about kindness and compassion and to encourage them to strive for a better world. For her, motherhood is not just a role, it's part of her legacy. She wants to raise her daughters with strength and confidence, teaching them to see compassion as a powerful quality. When talking about leadership, she focuses on the importance of being strong and determined, especially when facing obstacles. She knows that being assertive can sometimes bring criticism, but she believes that pushing through these challenges is key to growing both personally and professionally. Her approach has always been to move forward, even when the road is tough. But this wasn't the only challenge she faced. She also noticed that expectations for women have changed over the years. Today, more women are embracing their strength and leadership, and she is happy to see that society is starting to see the term alpha female in a more positive light. In the past, this term might have been used negatively, but now it represents progress and empowerment for women, something she strongly supports. Next, her professional challenges take center stage. Home life meets headlines. She has also spoken about the emotional toll of reporting tough news. She remembers clearly the tragic day of the Sandy Hook shooting and how deeply it affected her. She described the moment when a hearse arrived at the scene as one that made her pause and take a moment to really connect with her viewers, giving them time to process the tragedy. She also recalls a major interview in 2020 with former President Donald Trump during the protests following George Floyd's death. In that interview, she highlighted Floyd's final words, which were a call for his mother, emphasizing the need for real conversations during times of crisis. But that wasn't the only big adjustment she had to make. When the pandemic hit, she had to adapt to working from home, which was a new challenge in balancing her professional life with her family responsibilities. She has spoken about how important flexibility was during this time, especially as she continued to manage her role as a mother while still leading her daytime TV show. Recently, Faulkner made a big decision to leave Fox News' show Outnumbered, a move that has left viewers curious about what she will do next. People are wondering if she will take on new opportunities within Fox News or explore other projects outside the network. Her departure from the show is a significant change, especially since she played such a key role in its success. Now, the show will have to adjust to her absence and figure out how to move forward without her, possibly even changing its format or host lineup to keep viewers engaged. Throughout her career, she has shown strength, resilience, and dedication, whether it's in her work, her family life, or her personal beliefs. As she continues to navigate new challenges and opportunities, it's clear that her journey is far from over. Harris Faulkner has been an important figure at Fox News since 2005. Over the years, she has covered a wide variety of topics, ranging from severe weather events to exciting live broadcasts at big state fairs. Her dedication to helping others succeed is clear, not only in her work as a journalist, but also in her personal goals. Today, she continues to make an impact with her current program, the Faulkner Focus. Although many people know her name, there are still parts of her career that may surprise some. For instance, she made history at Fox News by becoming the first Black woman to lead a daytime news show. This was a big step forward for diversity in media, and an achievement she takes great pride in. In 2014, she joined Outnumbered as a co-host, and later she took on Outnumbered Overtime, solidifying her position as a trusted voice in daytime television. Her career journey, which began in the Midwest, helped pave the way for the respected role she holds today. In an interview with a Canadian magazine called In Between, she reflected on her career and shared that her success goes beyond just personal achievements or television ratings. She talked about how important it is for her to represent progress and empowerment, especially as a Black woman leading her own show. Her position in the media is a reminder that success isn't just about individual accomplishments. It's also about opening doors for others. At Fox News, she feels that her role reflects the respect she has earned over the years. However, many people make assumptions about her political views based on her race, gender, and her association with a conservative news network. She is aware of these assumptions, but she doesn't let them bother her. Instead, she sees it as an opportunity to challenge those perceptions and show people who she truly is. In a 2020 interview with the Associated Press, she mentioned how people sometimes think they know her just by looking at her or because of her job. But, as she said, this only gives her the chance to prove them wrong, which she does with calmness and confidence. It's one of the reasons why her colleagues respect her so much, and her work has earned her 6 Emmy Awards for her excellent reporting. Finally, a key moment highlights her dedication to her work. Interviewing a president during troubled times. One of the most memorable moments in her career was when she interviewed former President Donald Trump during the Black Lives Matter protests. The way she handled that interview received a lot of praise. Bill Gruskin from the Columbia Journalism Review pointed out that she approached the interview with a balanced and neutral tone, while also bringing in her own experiences as a Black woman and a mother. This kind of personal touch is rare in journalism, but she managed to do it with care and professionalism. After reading Gruskin's kind words, she felt both proud and humbled. In her response, she emphasized the importance of sticking to facts, being honest, and staying strong, especially in tough situations. These are values she has held onto throughout her career. But this wasn't the toughest part of her journey. She has faced countless challenges, but her ability to rise above them makes her stand out. Her work at Fox News has included covering major events that have left a deep mark on her. For example, she has talked about how covering stories like the AIDS epidemic in South Africa, the disappearance of Natalie Holloway in Aruba, and the Oklahoma City bombing shaped her career. These events weren't just stories, they were life-changing experiences that influenced how she views her work. Throughout her career, she has also been inspired by a number of people, including family members and public figures like Nelson Mandela, Barbara Walters, Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, and Diane Sawyer. These individuals helped shape not only her career, but also her personal life and how she approaches the world. Born in Atlanta, Georgia, her life and career have taken her across the globe. A lot of this travel was due to her father's military service, which exposed her to different cultures and countries from a young age. One of the places she lived was Stuttgart, Germany, and those experiences abroad helped her learn to adapt to new environments. This skill of adapting has been valuable in her career, where change is constant. After graduating from the University of California, Santa Barbara, she began her career in journalism in Los Angeles. From there, she moved to Greenville, North Carolina, and eventually to Kansas City, Missouri. It was in Kansas City where her career truly began to take off, and it was also where she met her husband. Her connection to the Midwest runs deep, and she often talks about how her time there shaped both her work and her personal life. But that wasn't the end of her connection to Kansas City. She is a huge fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, and her love for the team reflects her love for the Midwest. Even though she now lives in New Jersey, she continues to cheer for the Chiefs. On game days, you can find her wearing the team's colors and showing off her Chiefs memorabilia. In fact, her home office is full of Chiefs items. In a fun conversation with the Kansas City Star, she joked about how her husband struggles to find room for his own sports memorabilia because the office is mostly dedicated to her Chiefs collection. She laughed about how he's only allowed a rug and some wall art while everything else is hers. She also talked about how important it is for her to have her own space, even in the midst of their shared love for sports. What do you think drives such passionate loyalty to her job? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more discussions like this.